Hey everybody, welcome back to Pink's Garage, or welcome to Pink's Garage if this is your first time coming. Make sure if it is you're new here to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you can get notified of any new videos coming out. Today, as the title of the video says, we're going to be installing some hood latches, and these are from Quik-Latch. I bought the QL38s. And we're going to install those because anything above 130, my hood starts to vibrate a little bit, and I don't like it. So a little bit more secure, adding the hood latches to both sides, and as well as the latch in the middle. And that way, if I ever do upgrade this hood to, say, carbon fiber or fiberglass, something lighter, I'll already have the hood latches, and it'll be easy enough to move them to the new hood. So let's get to the video and see how this is done. So, under the hood, I've already removed the top cover here, the little splash shield. And under the hood, we're lucky that we have a spot that's pretty much already there. It's 4 push pins. It's right there, that little hole. What we're going to do is drill that hole out to fit. And I already have one of them partially done. And that's this one over here. I already got it in the hole. Mounted it up. Now, what you're going to notice, if I can find my light, is that underneath there is a bunch of plastic webbing that holds everything in position. And so you have to like drill through all that and see where that nut and washer is underneath. Yeah, it's really hard to get your fingers in there and hold that, but I got it done, and if I can do that with my little heavy large sausage fingers, I'm sure you can too. Takes a little bit of patience. I was hoping, I was going to use a magnet, but these are stainless. They are not magnetic, so I could not use a magnet to hold them in there. We're going to do the one on this side. I don't know if it's the same. I haven't looked at it yet, or if it's harder. Hopefully it's not harder. But luckily I don't have the air box, the normal air box, which I would suggest doing this. I would take my air box out of the way and the thing that runs through there, just to give you a little bit more room to work. So I'm gonna look down in there. Yeah, it looks about the same under there. So you're gonna have a little problem right here getting your finger in to get that nut and washer up in there. But other than that, shouldn't be too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this back up on the tripod, get to drilling, put it together, and then we'll carry on to the next step. So the first thing I'm gonna do, we're going to open this hole up, starting with a drill bit that's just slightly bigger. I'm going to try not to break anything. Then we'll vacuum all that up. But I'm going to drill it with this one. And I'm going to open it up slowly with a couple more drill bits all the way to 7/16. And it's about what size you need it to be. Okay, that should do it. I'm just going to vacuum it up. Now I get the fun part. I can barely get my finger in here, much less the nut and bolt. we go. Got it. So right now I'm taking it up a little higher than it needs to be for final, so I can mark the spot on the hood. So now, if you look up here, you'll see I have some painter's tape right here on the hood. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the hood down on top of this. And what it should do is give me a mark in the hood to show me where it needs to be. So we want to make sure this is somewhat tight so it's not moving in the spot we want. So you can bring it down, hit it, and you can see I left a mark. See if you can see that. So if you see right there, I left that mark. So right there. So that's the indent. That's where we're going to put our hole. So I'm going to go get some other tools ready. No, I'm not. So take the center of that, and I'm going to hit it with my punch. Next step's the fun one. Next step, we start drilling through this thing. What we're going to end up doing is drilling a hole here and making sure it's straight with the hood up here, you know, at the right angle. And we're going to drill all the way through so we can mark the top of the hood so we know where the hole goes on the top as well. And then once we get that done, we will put a 2.5-inch hole right here with a hole saw. Only through the first layer though, because this is a 2-layer hood. So you just got to be careful when you're going through because of all the different angles that you don't go too far, because if you go through the top of the hood, you've ruined it. So I'll be back after I'm ready for that. So the instructions that come with this tell me to drill a 7/16 hole right here through the bottom part, and then to re-angle it so it's angled, so it's with the opposite the hood, which means you'd go this way and then this way a little bit. Says to do that with a 7/16. My hole saw only has a 1/4-inch drill bit in it, and if I do that with a 7/16, it's going to wobble like crazy. So I'm going to drill my holes with a 1/4-inch drill bit and not listen to the directions on this one. Now my engine's cold doing this, and so I don't get stuff, metal filings all over everything under my hood. We are going to cover the car like so. Try and keep all the stuff out of the engine bay. May want to get a bigger one. So now I've got that covered, so I shouldn't get a lot of metal filings in my engine bay. So let's get to drilling the first hole. So we got through the first layer there, and now we're going to need to kind of angle it a little bit differently so it's perpendicular with the hood. And now we have a hole under the hood and on top of the hood, right there. So now I've got this hole drilled. I'm going to put some blue painter's tape on it and make sure we don't damage the paint around it, because we wouldn't want that to happen. We're just going to do like that. Okay, now that I've done all that, I've taken the tape off. I didn't make y'all watch that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a file. I'm going to file up these edges to clean them up a little bit so they're not so sharp. And then I'm going to take some touch-up paint. And I'm going to touch up all the bare metal so that it doesn't rust. So, I'm going to let that dry. It should dry in about 15-20 minutes to where we can work on it and not have to worry about anything. Let me get a little XL. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and when I'm done with all that, I will come back and show you how to adjust all these to make sure they work, and that'll be the end of it. So my main goal right now is to adjust these and get them tight to where when I close the hood, the latch along with this latch, and when I pop the hood, it'll pop, and I can come out and press the buttons and be able to lift it. That's what the goal here is. So I've got this one over here adjusted about right. So now I have to worry about this one. This one I think is a little high right now, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to lower it just a bit. Now I did notice that when I did these, I got them in both at slightly different angles. That's this hole down here that's slightly different, so they're not reacting quite the same. So I'm gonna get that somewhat snug. We're gonna close the hood. Okay, they're both latched, and I'm gonna pull my hood release. It pops. I can just come over here and press those, lift up. There we go. So this Loctite here that comes with these, it's a weeping Loctite. So you just tighten everything up and put it here, and it'll weep down into the threads, so you don't have to put it on before. These are 9/16. The fun part is tightening these down and trying to do it without them changing their height or anything else. There we go. So those are tight. 9/16 is the wrench size. Now we've got it open. We're just going to apply a little bit of this Loctite around it so it can weep down in. So now I've got them on. They're latched. Everything seems to be working fine. So we're going to release the hood one last time. It does its pop. And we push that button, and then that one, lift up. And can't do this with one hand. So there we go. One thing I didn't show you was these holes need to be drilled out. I used a step bit to drill those out. Some of that metal shavings off. Probably did find that a couple times. I don't have my little push pins to hold these down right now. I just ordered some new ones, so I'm waiting for those to come in. Those are all locked in. Everything seems to be good. So now I'm hoping in the future when I'm going down the track, when I hit that 130 mile an hour, I don't see my head doing this, looking like it's about to come come up in my face, which would definitely be a scary thing while you're racing. So that's going to probably wrap this one up for now. If you come back next time, in my next video, I'm going to show you how to fix this little problem. So you see that right there. It's not doing well, kind of broken. But we're going to fix that basically the same way we did the hood. We're going to use a much smaller version, the QL25s. So we're going to use those and repair that, both sides, and hopefully it'll stay tight. So until the next video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the garage.